and enjoy life again after going through difficult challenges, struggles, and pain? This is the question we are going to answer in today's edition of Hope Healthy Living. I'm Hope. Welcome, guys. And my co-host is not with me. She's still enjoying summer. This is part 2 of our summer series on mental health. In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 strategies or steps that I took to improve my well-being. Now, like I said, over the years, for the past 5 or 6 years, I have tried different things. And to tell you the truth, some of these strategies work, others fail, and in between there were some that were a little bit questionable. But my focus today is on the strategies or steps that actually work and that I'm still using. Okay, so for the one that had mixed review, we can talk about that in a different video. So without further ado, let's dive into step 1. Like I mentioned in the last video, the first step is really to recognize the problem. For me, I said I wasn't happy, and for many years I knew I wasn't happy, but I just didn't know how to, solve the problem. It felt like I was in a deep hole. So if you are having that feeling, recognizing that you are in that hole is the first step towards your healing, right? Because now you want to find solutions. So it's very important. And for me, it was talking to someone. Now, if you are able to afford a therapist, that's the first step. That's where you should go. But if not, even in your community, find a trusted person and talk to them about your problem. It can be a friend, a family member, it can be a member of your church, or maybe a member from your book club, really. So it's very important that you open up and try to express what is going on in your life, and that's how you can find help. You need to seek help. That's how you are able to get it. So it was very important for me. That's how I went about. I was finally able to talk to someone. It takes a lot of courage, trust me, because you're opening, a book, right? The book of your life. And you don't know how the person is going to react. There's so many thoughts going on in your mind. But if you trust the person, everything will be fine. So very important. First step, open up. Share your struggle with someone, and that person may help you find solution. Now, it's easy said than done, right? But take your time. The second step now is really to acknowledge that you need something to change. For me, of course, I talked to someone, 1 or 2 people, but acknowledging that I needed to change was crucial to, whatever steps I needed to take. So it's very important. Acknowledging, it's really, again, like I said, one of the hard things to do, because at that time you're really thinking, okay, this hasn't worked in my life, this hasn't worked, or maybe I'm grieving this loss. It can be the loss of job, it can be the loss of a loved one, it can be a major change in your life, a problem in your relationship, maybe with a family member, maybe with your partner, your wife. So acknowledging that there is a problem is also very important, because like I said, it might sound like it's the same as the first step, but it's not the same. A lot of time we go to a trusted person, we open up, right? But we are defensive, or we find excuses. We don't want to say, yes, this is the problem. So it's very important that you go through the first step, talk to someone, open up. But the second step is to acknowledge that there is something wrong and that you need to see a change. So this will take you to step 3 when we come back. Welcome back, guys. Now step 3. You know, when I was going through this difficult time, I knew I was kind of hanging on something that wasn't working, or hanging on a past that couldn't be changed. And so it was very important for me to move on into this third step, which is let it go. Letting go is very important, because that's when you have a peace of mind. That's what you want in your life. If you want to see change, you also want to let go of the things that are holding you down. And for me, there were so many things, just wearing me down. It was just like a weight on my shoulders, and I had to let go of those things. So I had to let go of those feelings where you are mad at yourself, you're mad at your friends, you're jealous, you're just not a happy person. And in those very dark moments, you're thinking, if I'm not happy, then nobody is supposed to be happy around me. It's a very sad place to be. And let me tell you guys, I have been in that position many times, where I became numb of other people's, joy, really. And I felt like if I didn't have that joy, nobody would deserve it. And it's wrong. It's wrong. It was, like I said, a mental state, right? So you have to get out of that mental state. So a lot of problems that we are having, like I mentioned before starting this series, the tragedies in our communities, a lot of time is because people are not able to come together and talk about their issues and find solution or reach a compromise. So we get mad at each other, and we said, if I'm not happy, you're not going to be happy. If I'm not going to live, you're not going to live. If I'm not going to live with you, you're not going to live with another person. So yes, it's a problem. And I hope if you are watching this video and you had that, maybe at one point you had that feelings, I hope that this video is able to help you get over that feelings. And if you know somebody who might be going through something like that, share this video with them, because like I said, I was in that situation where I felt like because I wasn't happy, I became this. Some days I was very withdrawn, so I would not appreciate the feelings of other people around me. And other days I would just be this angry person who just thought that everything was unfair. Everything was unfair. And so but it's important to let go and to not have those thoughts, because today I'm doing this video because that's not the person I am now. I'm able to appreciate others with their flaws, but also appreciate them in their joyful moment. And even if I'm not able to share that moment with them, or maybe I'm not having that moment in my life, but I don't see it as something that I cannot appreciate. So it's very important. And I was able to get to that point by letting go a lot of a sad, dark thought I had from my past. I was able to let go of a lot of resentment. Yes, you don't want to live in a resentful state. You want your mind to be clean, and you want to believe that there's joy in living. You don't want to think, oh, I'm desperate, I was desperate all the time. You want to be able to bring back hope into your life, and the only way you can do that if you let go. So this will take you to step 4 when we come back. Okay guys, this is part 4 now, redefining yourself. You know, after you have been through a lot mentally, redefining yourself means going back to that drawing board and try to reshape your life. And for me, I had to work in these different areas, right? Physically, mentally, socially, and professionally. And I will try to share, you know, some of the things that I did that actually work, and still, you know, those things are working. I'm still using them, and my hope is that it can help you too. So physically, really, because I always exercise is part of our life. It helps you stay healthy, maintain your weight. But when you have a lot of things going on in your life, after some time, you know, it really takes a toll on you, because you start having these body aches and pain. I really don't know the origins of it, because, you know, I didn't go to the doctor, to tell the truth. It's costly for some people. You know, so I have to do things to help me regain that health, right? And one of the things I did was to start running. Now, running was good because physically, you know, I needed that stamina, right? It was a little bit more challenging than my everyday exercise with my kids, little kids, as you can imagine, you know, so it's not very hardcore exercise. But when I started running, I felt great, even though I almost died in one of the races. I was running a marathon and I ended up in the emergency room. And this will be a topic for another day, right? But let me tell you, running was also a way for me to catch up with my life. I needed to feel that challenge, you know, because before that, I didn't feel like I was in control of my body. I exercised, but I always felt a little bit sluggish. But running has been something that has really helped me. Now, when we talk about running in your late 30s and 40s, it's not like I was trying to win a gold medal or silver medal. No, but it was really winning back my life. And I have these medals, you know. This is some of the things I'm the most proud of, because I will always have them. I don't know if you can see. These are some of the participation medals that I got from various races. And for me, really, these are winning medals. These are winning medals. And so if you can challenge yourself, this is part of the therapy, right? Because again, everything that we are talking about today is complementary to whatever you might be doing, maybe with your therapist, if you can afford one. I have never been able to afford a therapist, but I have used these things to help me cope with you know, the challenges that I have faced. So besides going to the emergency room during one of my marathon races, I also had a major accident during a training, and that was for a different race, you know. And so, you know, though it's never something that you wish would happen, you know, these are extreme cases, but the challenge of going 1 mile after the other was necessary for me, you know, because I needed to feel that, you know, positive pain. Like I said, you know, before that, my life was just so routine. I needed something to challenge me. And that was the beginning of so many, you know, other challenges. But these challenges were not transformative, right? These were challenges that actually brought positive change in my life. So I would not say that everybody should just go out and start racing. It takes a lot of training and practice, even if you are doing it as an amateur, right? Because one of the reasons why I actually went into the emergency room, from what the physician said, he said I overtrained and all my electrolytes were depleted. So I was dehydrated to the max, and I didn't know it, though, you know, I was eating healthy food. I was trying to drink and hydrate, but without knowing, when you're losing so much water, you're also losing electrolyte like sodium, potassium. So this is just a little story about racing, but overall it was a positive change for me. And another thing that I did physically was to include regular exercise. I mean, almost everyday exercise. I like to finish my day with some kind of exercise, you know. It's, of course I can skip 1 or 2 days, you know, but I try to do it as much as 3 or 4 times a week, and it has been really positive in helping me, you know, manage my stress, which will be a topic of another video, so that this video is not too long. And the thing that I do in the evening is also some yoga, right? I have this book, American Yoga. This is a book I bought maybe 50 cents. It's an old edition, and this is really great because if you open the book, of course you can see some of the moves, the poses are difficult or challenge poses, but some of them are really just stretching, you know, everyday exercise that you can do. And so this was really a great book for me. As you can see, I usually just try to stay with what my body can afford, so I don't do a lot of inversion and twisting yoga, but this is very helpful if you can find this book. And you know, make sure you have some yoga mat. I have 1, 2, and 3. And as you can see, I try to teach my kids, you know, how to relax. So it's very important. That's why I have those 3 yoga mats. And so do something like that, and you might see a lot of improvement in your health. You're going to maybe sleep better, manage your stress better, because you are going to relax. You know, I like to finish my day on the mat. It's really therapeutic for me, and try to do that. You don't need to pay, you know, expensive yoga classes if you cannot afford it. Just get a yoga book or yoga video, beginner yoga. Try to do those exercises and you will see some improvement in your life. And this, you know, your physical health, right, will translate into a better approach to other areas that you'll be dealing with. So now moving on to the mental aspect, right? My mental well-being. And so doing yoga also means I had time for myself to reflect, to meditate. It's something that I do when I feel like I need to reflect. So try to include that in your daily, you know, routine, exercise routine. 5-minute reflection on the mat, and just, you know, go back and rewind your day, what happened today and why it happened, how did it happen, and just reflect, you know, and always try to come up with something positive, right? It can be just saying, oh, I made a mistake today, but tomorrow I'll do better. Another thing that I do mentally, you know, to really help me cope is deep breathing. I like to do deep breathing, especially either on the mat or in bed. It's like the last thing I do, you know, as an activities, you know, before I go to sleep. And this is very helpful, guys. And I have videos. I have some of the videos on spot that you can watch and just see how we inhale and exhale. I'm sure I have a couple of yoga's videos, and we will be doing more with my co-host when she is ready to, you know, to do some exercise for Envision Hope Healthy Living. And so try to do that. Now I'm going to talk about professional aspect, right? If you are redefining yourself, this is not going to be easy for a lot of people. I was in that situation, even though I knew I wanted to redefine myself, but it takes a lot, because after spending so many years at home, you can imagine my brain collapsed, as my son will say, right? My brain got a little bit rusty, but I wanted to be crusty and sharp again, right? And so it's not easy. I'll give you an example. You know, at one point I would be at home and then I would start forgetting, you know, familiar name, and I'm in my 40s and I'm like, no, oh my goodness, what is happening to me? And then I started to freak out, right? You freak out because you don't think that something like that will happen to you in your 40s. And it was just really my mental state, a lot of stress, because after some time when I realized that and I started, you know, doing all these different mental health activities that I was explaining, yoga, relaxation, and then I started regaining some confidence, and I started saying to myself when I meditate that, no, I'm going to get out of this. Okay, you have to stay positive. And so professionally, that's the attitude that you have to kind of, you know, make sure that you are always seeking to achieve. Stay positive. And now I'm trying to learn new skills. Even doing these videos, guys, you cannot imagine the stress and the anxiety that goes into the preparation. It takes me a week. I have to start preparing for the topic and everything that will go into the video for a week. Of course, I don't do it all day, right? But every day I have to do something to prepare for the video, and that's how I'm able to relax and calm my nerve and say I'll be fine, I'll be able to do this video. And for somebody who has not been in a situation like that, you may not understand, but let me tell you, it takes a lot. After you have spent so many years doubting, you know, or just not knowing what you are capable of anymore, you know, because I was at home for so many years. So yes, you have to stay positive. You have to think, I can do this. And of course you have to learn, right? I am still learning how to even do a YouTube videos, and the good news is that you see progress every day, and I hope that you guys can see the progress that, you know, we are making every day. And another good news is still in terms of progress, very soon, right, maybe by the end of this month, our new website will be up and running. And so we are on track with the goals that we set for ourselves on Envision Hope Healthy Living at the beginning of the year in one of our videos. So we want to thank you. We want to thank you for your support, because if it wasn't you, you know, watching this video and supporting us, we would not be able to continue. And so this is part of trying to regain that professional life where I don't feel like I'm doubting myself all the time. And I actually, when I see the progress that I am making, I love it, and I want to share these experiences with you. You might not be in that situation, but if you know somebody who's struggling, share this video with them. It might be helpful. And another thing that I want to say professionally is that you always have to envision your life, right? When you're trying to redefine yourself, envision that things are going to change. I was reading somewhere, there was a quote that if you believe it, you're halfway there. And so that's the mindset, right? Believe that you can get onto that path and be able to achieve your goals. So of course there are a lot of things that would matter, right? Financially, you might not be able to sign up for a class, but if you look around in your community and even on YouTube, there are resources. I've been able to learn, just the craft of doing this YouTube video. I have learned it from other YouTubers. Like I said, one of the short-term goals that we have for our YouTube channel, guys, is to get at least 2 or 3 subscribers per week. And I know this is something that is really measurable, right? I can see at the end of the week if we gain or lose a subscriber. But to achieve this goal, we have to keep producing great content. We have to improve the quality of our video, and we are working on it, guys. I promise. We do not take your support for granted. Keep watching our videos, and you are giving us hope, right? And so we are able to continue on this path. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. And if you are watching this video for the first time, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. And now I'm going to move on to number 10. Yes, number 10 is really resilience. You have to stay on track. You have to continue believing in yourself. You have to be resilient. Now, when it comes to mental health, and mental well-being, you take it one day at a time. It's really how you cope, right? It's really how you move on, how you climb that hill that matters at the end of the day. I know I spend a lot of time doubting myself and thinking about what other people would say. I spend a lot of time worrying about people's judgment. And I can tell you, if you are going through a lot of issues, and one of your issues is how people will perceive what you are doing, how people will judge you, moving on to a different path or to a new path, onto a new path, it's just adding a lot on your plate. You already have so much going on, and this can be difficult to do when you're trying to get on a new path, or when you're trying to improve your mental well-being. So it's very important for you to be resilient, keep going, keep pushing forward, and know that there will be the end of the tunnel, right? And we always hope at the end of the tunnel you'll see the light, and you have to be hopeful. And it's easy to say that now, but it's only after I have gone through a lot of things that I just told you about, trying to refocus, reorganize your life, focus on yourself, set these little goals, and just change your mindset. Try to be positive and let go of the negative feelings. This brings me to the end of this video, right? And I'm just going to recap these 10 steps that I said in no order. recognizing the problem, opening up to someone, what else, redefining yourself. And you have to do it physically, mentally, professionally, socially, and you have to bring hope back into your life, right? And be resilient. Don't give up on yourself, and try these things, and you will see so much improvement in your life, and your mental well-being will be at the top, right? Because that's where you want to be. You know, you want to go back into that green zone. You want to be able to say, yes, every day I'm enjoying life again. It doesn't mean that it's gonna be stress-free life. There is no such things. People can say that, but you'll be able to manage the stress. So that's my last message for you. I hope this video is not too long, and that if you find it too long, you can watch part of it and come back the next time. So thank you for watching this video. In my next video, I'm going to have a reflective theme again. You know, the other day I was walking and I found out that there was a dog not far from the sidewalk, and he was alone, and across from the street there was a flock of, you know, birds. There were this group, and they were free and just roaming around with ease, whereas the other one was trying to hop. I mean, it was just how can I say, very insightful in the sense that I was reflecting, you know, looking at the scene and saying, wow, this is how my life is right now. And so I will be talking about that in my next video, and join me next time. Stay tuned.